Hi everyone, my name is Samin, and today I'll be talking about all 5 of the questions that were given to us in the SPMA 1P91 course, based on what we learned in class and based on my thinking. So yeah, let's get right into it. So for question 1, Beach and Chadwick talks about how sports grows through several stages, them being origin, development, codification, stratification, professionalization, commercialization, and decline. So here's what I think about where the league is right now. So for the CEBL, I think that it's in the commercialization stage just because it's got media deals, sponsors, and a growing fan base. You can tell that it's focused on making money and growing its brand as a whole. That's why I would put it in the commercialization stage. For the PWHL, also known as the Women Hockey League, I would say that it's in the professionalization stage just because the league just started in 2014. There's a lot of attention on it, but it's still figuring out things like stability and team success and building a long-term fan base and long-term fan support. They're still trying to grow, and that's why I would say that it's in the professionalization stage. With the CANPL, I think that it's between the professionalization and commercialization stages, just because it's been around since 2019 and it's been making quite a good progress, especially with the World Cup coming up in 2026, which is next year. But I still think that needs more media exposure and bigger crowds, and I think that the World Cup will definitely help with that. For question 2, I think there are big differences between the sports industry and the regular businesses. And sports managers often face challenges because of these differences. So here's basically what I think are the major differences. So in the sports industry, the media spotlight is always on managers and are constantly being judged by both people who know what they're talking about and people who don't. So this makes decision very serious, and it's very public, and it goes very exposed very fast. It's different from most businesses where managers can work behind closed doors. In sports, you're under the microscope 24/7, which creates pressure and second guessing, which makes it very easy for managers to fold under the pressure, which is why I think that compared to the other businesses, sports industries are always on highlight and they're always being talked about on TV, over the internet, something you don't face in a normal business. The second thing being, in business, employees are important, but in sports, athletes are high profile assets. They're the face of the team. They have strong fan support. They have emotional attachments to them. This can be great for branding and driving revenues. But it also adds risk, just because if an athlete gets in trouble or badly behaves, it becomes a public issue. Not just a private one, but it's basically going to be out there in seconds just because of the medium. Managers have to think about deals and what challenges they might face. And also, the athletes can be an asset, and they can also be a liability at times just because of the brand image. So if an athlete is the face of the team, a lot of things depend on him, like the way he's living his life and the way he's doing things, because one bad mistake or one bad move might lead to the whole team being at risk, just because people judge athletes really fast, and they do not hesitate even 1 second before they put out a comment on an athlete or a team. So I feel like if an athlete is living his life to the best of his capabilities, and he's not getting into trouble, then he's going to have a lot of fan support, and for the team and for himself. The third thing that I would like to talk about is how sports is no longer just a game, and it's no longer just about the game. It's also entertainment in many ways. Things like cheerleaders, fireworks, music, and halftime shows are also a part of fan experience nowadays. The challenge is keeping the event exactly while staying true to the sport. So basically, what I think is that managers need to keep games feeling like events while making sure the integrity of the competition stays intact. This balancing isn't something which is easy, and it's definitely something which is not which is not something you would see in a traditional business, or something you would have to worry about in a traditional business, because unlike traditional businesses, sports are more of an entertainment thing, and it's really important in keeping it fun for all the fans. So for question 3, if I was managing a community sports group, here's how I would recruit volunteers and keep them basically. First of all, I would be clear about what we need and when, giving them exact timelines and dates, and being very specific on everything. Secondly, I would offer flexible hours so that it works with their schedule, because a lot of people might not be able to fit into the schedule that I put them into. So offering flexible hours is very important. Thirdly, I would give them quick training so that they feel ready and they're ready to go. They know what they're doing, they know what they have to do and how they have to get it done. I would also put I would also do social media things, so like such things as giving out small gifts, or just promoting it so that people can stay motivated. I would want to create a fun and friendly environment so that the people enjoy being there instead of just making it feel like work. I know how work can really get to you at some point, and you might just feel tired and drained. So I would try my best to keep it fun and exciting. Lastly, I would show them about the impact that they're making on kids and the community, because I feel like when you know you're doing something and it's very helpful and beneficial to the community, it might really help you to stay motivated and be focused. So I think that these things help people feel appreciated, and these things help people to feel like they want to come back and do it again. So for question 4, I feel like Olympic coverage is often shaped to boost national pride. So I would like to give 2 examples, one being in Beijing in 2022, when CBC mostly focused on Canadian athletes, and especially the women's hockey teams, when they won gold. So we barely saw highlights about other countries unless they were playing against Canada. I feel like most of the highlights were just based on Canadian teams, the Canadian national hockey team when they won gold. So I feel like that was basically what we focused on mostly. The second one would be in Paris in 2024, when the national coverage hyped up Canadian athletes with behind-the-scene training clips, interviews, and emotional stories. I feel like even when Canada didn't win, the focus was still on our athletes. So I feel like broadcasters at times do this on purpose, to get more views and build a sense of national pride. So for question 5, the RBV has 4 parts, them being valuable, rare, inimitable, and organized. So for my example, I'll be picking Toronto FC, just because they're valuable, because they have strong funding and fan support. They're rare with top facilities and a unique board in Canadian soccer. They're inimitable because other teams can't copy their ownership, ties, or market position. And they're organized because they have a clear management and a good youth development. So I feel like HR fits in this because it's in a high top level place where they have high top level coaches, and they have staff who keep everything running smoothly. That's a big part of what gives them a competition edge, I would say, compared to other teams or other facilities. So yeah, so that's basically it about my video. Thank you for watching. I know that it might have not been the best. This is kind of my first time on camera, but that was my video for SPMA 1P91. I hope that it made some sort of an impact, and I hope that it was beneficial and educational. So thank you.